Hello and welcome to another episode of Guts and Guns, where we talk about the things that matter. Hey there, people. How are you today? Haven't done a podcast in a while. Sorry about that. I have been working on some other things and doing some other recordings, and I have been very busy with that. So it's been a bit of time. A lot of things have happened, obviously, since I did the last podcast, and man, it's crazy. I cannot believe how much we are being punished for trying to get Gavin Newsom out. He has literally signed 8 new laws into existence since the recall election. The worst one was the day after the recall election, which was SB 118. You guys should look it up. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. A lot of the other ones are terrible too, but this one just takes the cake. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of get back on here and talk to you guys and kind of vent my frustrations a little bit and what's happening with this crazy California laws and crazy people that are here. And I mean, there's just so much going on. It's unbelievable. And I can't believe what's happening federally as well. It's crazy what's happening federally. I mean, can you believe that? And this is funny because, next year we're going to think, what happened, or 10 years from now or 15 years from now. Hopefully we actually still have America, kind of free America, that is, by then. But, I mean, the amount of people that are getting rid of, walking out on their jobs, the amount of people that are saying, no, we're not going to take the vaccine, the amount of things that are happening because of these vaccine mandates. I can't believe this. But what gets me the most, honestly, what gets me the most about all of this is they expect you to conform. And a lot of people are actually conforming, even though they don't want a job, even though they don't like their job, I should say. They don't like their jobs. They're not willing to walk away from them. They're not willing to do something else, build a coalition and put people together. And man, this is the time we could reshape America, reshape the corporations. Tell the corporations, crap, we're done with you. You could do whatever you want. And if you don't have the people there, then you cannot fulfill your contracts. We have the power here, my goodness, and we're just throwing it away. We're letting everybody say, oh, okay, I got my vaccine. I'm good. I can keep my job. That's crap. If you're not willing to give up your job, you're going to sit here and tell me you're willing to give up your life. That's ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just being too far right. I don't know. But if somebody tells me they're willing to give up their life for freedom, and then I turn around and we talk about it, and they say, "Oh yeah, I got the vaccine because my job required it," I just laugh. I have to, because it's like, you're not willing to give up your life. You're not even willing to give up your job. At what point do you draw the line in the sand and say no more? At what point do us Americans have to step back and say, we know we are the people, and the people run this country, not the government. The government works for us. We don't work for the government. And this is what they're making us feel like, and this is what they're making us do. So, I don't know. You guys tell me. Put some comments down or something. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, you tell me. At what point do we say enough is enough? I've been saying since the beginning of COVID, I don't know, probably 5 days into this, maybe a month into this, I said, this isn't going to be over until the people say it's over. And there's no way in hell that the people are going to say it's over if they just keep saying, okay. Right? I mean, that's really what it's all about. Now, you really want to get crazy. I've been telling people for a long time as well, and you can ask the people that are closest to me. I've told them this hundreds of times, that the fight is in California. The fight for the Constitution is in California. Second Amendment especially. And if you guys are going to be sitting out there and you're going to be saying, oh, all you California people, you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know what's going on, and you guys are crazy. You guys just need to move out of California. If you move out of California, guess what you are? You're running away from the problem, and it's going to catch up to you. Because what happens in California is going to spread across the country. And if you're not seeing that already, look who is in the office. Look who is in office right now. Biden, Kamala, who was a California politician, Becerra, who was a California politician, and all these other people that are like California minded are in the offices that they hold right now. People who are appointed by Biden have California mentalities, and look at the laws that Biden's trying to pass. California mentality laws. And you guys are going to sit here and tell me that, oh, we just got to get out of California? Everybody who moved from California 2, 3, 5 years ago is now going to start seeing the spread across the country. And I've been saying it for a while. If you don't fight in California, you're going to lose in your state too. Because you're not willing to fight here, and you run away from it, you're going to do the same thing there. So everybody, moving to Tennessee, trying to move to Texas. Texas is turning blue. I'm sorry. They're fighting for it, at least, thank God. But that was us when we had Reagan in office. We were fighting for it too. And then for some reason, we just got complacent. I don't understand it, but that's what happened. So, the amount of effort that we put into fighting at this point in California is so great because we've gone so long without fighting that now we have to 10 times our effort fight it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people fighting, but unfortunately there's not enough people realizing that the government is taking away our constitutional rights. Little by little by little, they are chipping away at them slowly but surely, and they're working very hard to get rid of them all. So if you guys think that you're safe in another state, look at what's happening federally now. And I'm not going to say I told you so, but it is what it is, right? I know people can read the writing on the wall. I know there's a lot of good sense out there. The problem is that we need to apply that good sense to what's happening. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Where are we going to end up? If we're not constantly planting the good sense seeds into other people and trying to show the next generation history and what's been going on in history consistently, because history keeps repeating itself because we don't learn from it. And every so many years, it's very interesting. So every so many years, it seems like this whole rally picks up and recycles itself. And every time it recycles itself, it gets a little closer or a little less of our rights get handed back to us. So we have to be very vigilant here. We have to be careful. We have to understand where we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing, because people are not paying attention to what's happening outside of their own little bubble. So get involved, people. I mean, get involved. It's ridiculous that we have to give up our rights just to have some freedom. I don't value security over freedom. I value freedom over security. And we used to be a nation of that kind of people. We used to be able to take care of ourselves and do what we need to do. I mean, the old adage, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and kick it in the butt and get it going, kind of thing. But we don't do that anymore. Why don't we do that anymore? Because there's not enough doers and givers out there to make that happen. Just look at your community. How many people do you actually talk to up and down your street? How many people actually get together and help each other when something's going bad, when something went bad? How many people actually show up at your door or knock on your door and say, hey, can I help you when you're doing a project on the outside of your home? They just walk by and say, hi, and walk away. Nobody helps anybody anymore. You want to make a difference? Start giving back to your community. That's a huge one. That's where it starts. That's where it needs to start. Household, community, city, area, county, state. That's where it needs to go. So if you're not helping out your neighbors, start. It'll be a great start. Believe it or not, you're not going to agree with everybody, and they're not going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to agree with you, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the best thing about America, is we can have our own opinions. We can do our own thing. We can be our own people, our own person, and yet still get along with somebody across the street. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm ranting a little, but, there's been a lot going on, and I'm a little tired of it. So what's happening right now? Well, a lot of people are walking away from their jobs in the medical field. A lot of people are going on protest against their employers because their employers are caving into the government mandates. Well, they're not even mandates. They're actually suggestions, but the government makes it sound like it's a mandate. Now, if you're a government employee, they're trying to mandate it. But if the people stood up and said, no, we're not going to do this, then how are they going to get it done? They're not. They're going to lose a lot of employees. They're going to lose a lot of people. And then they're going to turn around and say, oh, great. Now we have to start all over because this isn't working. But the thing is that people are conforming. They're going, okay, we'll get it. No problem. And this is giving the government the power to do what they want to do. And they know they can get most of the people to conform, so they're going to continue to push until everyone conforms. Look, giving up your safety, or your freedom, for safety or for security is not a good thing. And I believe you guys know Benjamin Franklin pretty much said this in the founding, and one of the founding fathers said this to everybody, that if you sacrifice your security or your freedom for security, then you really deserve neither. And that's the truth. You have to learn to actually support and secure your own self without the help of the government. And a lot of people have done it this last couple of years, or this last year and a half, I should say, with COVID and guns and things like that. There are millions and millions and millions of new gun owners out there, and just buying a gun is your Second Amendment right. And a lot of them learned that, oh my gosh, this is the process to buy a gun? This is ridiculous. Yes, it is. And I spoke earlier in a different podcast. If you go back in my podcast, I exposed the DROS, the dealer record of sale here in California. You guys should listen to that one. That's one of the biggest lies ever told to the American people when it comes to gun ownership. Anyways, I'm not really here to talk about anything in particular. I'm just kind of here to kind of generalize, and I've been so frustrated about it and angry about it, and this is just where I need to get to release it. So anyways, I hope I woke up a few people out there. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. I hope so. I hope I planted a few good seeds out there. Maybe people can start spreading the message. But I urge every single one of you, get involved politically. Get involved. Draw a line in the sand and say, I will not go past this line anymore. I'm done. Take your masks off because we know they don't work. The science has proven that already. Vaccines are nowhere even near the ability to keep you safe as getting COVID is. Getting COVID is way, way better for protection. Having the natural antibodies is way better than having the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine apparently doesn't work at all because they say that if you have a vaccine, you still need to wear a mask. If you have a vaccine, you're still not protected. You can be a carrier, and you can spread it. So why get the vaccine then? Well, I think a lot of people are starting to agree. It's all about the money. So much money per vaccine, something like that. I heard one person say they're indebted. The government's indebted to the vaccine companies for making the vaccine. I heard another person say that the vaccine itself is they're probably getting hundreds of dollars or a few $100 per vaccine marked off kind of thing. So I don't know. There's a lot of talk about this, so we'll probably talk about it more later. But I'm gonna go for now. I don't want I don't want to talk for an hour on ranting. So we'll break this up in a little bit more and talk a little bit more in depth about the stuff that's going on. But for now, just wanted to make sure you guys knew that I was not gone. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a great one. Well, that's it for this episode, folks. We hope you tune in for the next one. Until then, have a great week.